before you could get in. And anyway, so I went to get the door one day, and one of my clients came in, and there was something going on with her feet. She said her feet hurt, they were sore, and it was cold weather. I can't remember if anymore if it had snowed or not, but she was complaining about her feet, and she was almost in tears. And I looked down, and she was wearing slippers. And I stood there. She had been with us for about 2 weeks. She had gone out on job interviews. She had gone to court. Um, and she had worn these slippers because that's what she had. They had shoes. None of us paid enough attention to realize, hey, this poor woman is walking around in slippers for 2 weeks. So I got her some shoes, and then she cried because she had a pair of shoes. And
she
again,
cried
the
happy,
ownership was
right?
She cried happy.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I was just like, would you like some shoes? And I mean, her slippers are wet. So what are you going to do? Yeah, I want dry shoes. But I think what that taught me was that it's okay to sit back and just observe and um, absorb. I almost said absolve, and I'm like, no, wrong word. And that's not always encouraged in any field where we want, the people who are the rapid thinkers, whether or not right, and whether or not they're right in their assessment or not, those are the ones that we tend to praise. And so what I learned there was just really to sit back and pay attention and look at the whole picture, and not only what is being said, but what isn't being said, what's being shared, but also what isn't being shared. And so I think that's something that I have carried with me throughout my career.
So we've been talking about your past and women currently. Who in the golden question, which is my favorite question to ask, just because hearing about a woman in the past that inspires you today, is there someone that resonates with you that you can share with us?
Ella Baker.
Nice.
And she was a civil rights activist, and wherever the civil rights movement was going from the 40s until the day she passed away, she was there. And a lot of people don't know about her, or they might know her name. But what she's one of those people when you go like, I want to be like you when I grow up. She's who I want to be when I grow up. And what I appreciate about her is she was so reality based. And so she knew she was dealing with a racist structure, a racist culture, a racist country, but she also knew she was a woman. So within that, then she had to deal with the men as well. And she was a realist in the sense of like, okay, this is how it is. And there's a pretty famous comment that she made about, the tribe moves on and it continues to grow. And she had that understanding of this is a generational push. And so I'm not going to hold these restrictions to this younger generation. Instead, I'm going to, I'll facilitate. And she got funding and she'd hold the first meeting, I think, of the SNCC, um, and she listened, but she was very much about that group leadership.
Right.
And she was not into that charismatic leadership. Um, that the movement is formed around the identity of an individual. And that really speaks to me because I run away from charisma. Um, to me, that can be a very negative trait. So even if someone is using it positively, I've had a lot of negative experience with it. Um, but I, I mean, I think that was just the, with her, she just showed up and she did it.
That's awesome.
And it was just, I did what needed to be done. And that resonates with me because no matter where I land, be it education wise, with my family, professionally, what I assess the situation, whatever needs to be done, I do it.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times I don't even think about it. You just fill that role. So yeah.
Gosh, that's
And
great
that's why I
info.
call you my leadership warrior, Tara. You just do it. You do it.
Well, but so did Ella, right? And now, like, people are like,
That's why we
who?
celebrate Women's History Month, those that came before us.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Tara. This was wonderful. I loved hearing your stories, celebrating women in the past and, inspiring those today, right? Through the mentorship
Yeah.
and through all the other touches that we have out there and leading with our strengths. Oh.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Tara. We appreciate you. We appreciate all you do for not only the women in your community, but those that have not yet touched you.
Well, thank you. And thank you both for having me. And I apologize. I get to talking and I go long.
It's all
So
good. It's all great input. We love it. Thank you.
thank you.